Hello again, Pzkpfw here, ready to walk you through another match. Getting ready here to start, checking out my team once more. This match was very similar to the last one I showed, and luckily this time my team hung around a little bit longer to give me a hand, as you will see. I just want to remind everyone that driving at the beginning of a match is very important. Seconds do matter. If you don't run into a teammate, you don't slow your scouts down by accidentally bumping into them, that's a huge plus for your team. Right here I'm waiting for this T2MT to go in front of me. This 35T and Panzer II collide, slowing luckily only the Panzer II down this time. Looks like he's headed right out over the field. The Tetrarch takes up position in the bombed out building. It's not a bad spot, it is a little hard to shoot from, your field of fire is limited. We're already spotting an M2LT out here. Can't get a shot on him. He's got that hold down position I mentioned last video. Keeping an eye on him just in case he moves. Also looking at the minimap and noticing that my team is pushing the swamp as we're watching them here. Hopefully they'll spot someone for me. There's not a great amount of spotting there because you're in that low defilade going through with a bunch of cover, so by the time you spot them, usually they've spotted you and more of them can see you than you can see them. So you really got to be careful, and if you're going to push through there, I would recommend doing it a little bit later on in the match, unless you know where the enemy team is and you can account for their movement. As you can see, he's getting double teamed there. That's not usually a good thing, but luckily we've got one of them taken out already. Watching these two guys, looks like they're trying to push up against the main force of my team down southwest there, and I've got two more people going hill just like the previous match. I'm just kind of sitting back, playing it cool. No reason to rush here. They do call it Pzkpfw for a reason. Usually the team that camps wins. The team that rushes off individually in ones and twos tends to lose. And that's not always the case, but that's what I've experienced the majority. I'm still trying to find a good target here. And right now I'm thinking about taking a few pot shots at these guys just to try and get a lucky hit. Sometimes it helps, and as we all know, any hit on any tank at any time is a huge benefit to our team because you never know when someone else is going to be able to land a shot on him as well and kill him. I don't know how many times I've left tanks with very low HP. And you're like, oh, if I just hit him one more time. Well, that's why every shot does really count. Taking a little shot at this Panzer II coming down the hill with a teammate, and unfortunately they do disappear, which is amazing how a tank on the move like that can disappear in front of you, but you gotta love the detection system in the game. Still thinking about moving over there, I'm not 100% sure, noticing my team's not really reacting at all, so I take it upon myself to move into a position where hopefully I can counter their move. Checking out that tank, and as I do that, the Panzer II reappears and sits there very nicely for us to just take some pot shots at. Now he's moving again, stopping and presenting a great target. This is one reason you do want to keep moving, especially if you do not see the enemy or you're low HP. We take him out and start backing away because I was taking some fire and I do not know where his friendly tank was that was helping him out coming down that hill, so I'm trying to be careful. This Panzer II's moving away, which I'm not quite sure why. Maybe he didn't realize that there's two of them on the hill, not just the one. And I'm backing up again to take another pot shot at that MS1, and disappears. Take one last shot, moving on, backing up again. There he is, and we're gonna land another shot there, possibly one more. Yep, and here we go to finish this little gentleman off. Poor guy didn't realize what was going on, but his tank has taken a lot of rounds, even bouncing one there. It's kind of embarrassing, but we do finally land one and kill him. Zooming in here at extreme range, trying to hit this T2 or this M2LT, and doing it a few times before he gets away from us. Taking a pot shot at the hold down tank there. And this MS1 is presenting another target for us on the move. And when they go in straight lines like that, it's really pretty easy. He probably should have used the little defilade there to avoid our fire while he was moving, but he did not, and he paid for it. This T2MT here that the MS1 finally spots, we're shooting over his shoulder, and unfortunately that MS1 almost got hit by us. He almost backed into that. You always got to be aware of where your teammates are. I'm guilty of that at times, but you know, you do your best. I'm trying to lead that T2MT. It's kind of hard when he's on the move at range and then they disappear. As happens, that Tetrick is going to take one for us here. Missing, leading, missing, and he stops, and again fatally, which helps us out, but we move up to help finish off this T2MT, who's now sitting there for us and ready to die. And there he goes. Now we've taken out their hill force. Not 100% sure that they're all gone because I have no teammates over there to scout, but I'm backing up to make sure this M2LT isn't going to be a threat. Looks like he's gaining that hull down again, not presenting much of a target for us. So we're going to move up again towards the swamp. Thinking about it, somebody's pushing swamp, I'm moving back the other way. Then the Panzer II makes his move back to the other side of the base. As it's not too uncommon to see a lot of base camping on this map, as I mentioned earlier, because it's really you know, a lot of open space, and when you get into space, as you've seen, you tend to die quickly unless you're in a very fast tank. That Panzer II is making an end run there, all the way across diagonally. I would never recommend that because you're in the enemy's field of fire for a very long amount of time. Get a lucky shot here on the tank that's hull down, bouncing one off the top of his turret, probably scaring the crap out of his crew, hitting him there luckily. I'm not sure how I'm hitting him this really lucky. That's a very small target. Zoomed out here to make sure that there's no other tanks that I'm getting, you know, missing due to target fixation. And watching and trying to hope this guy reveals himself, makes a mistake, accidentally goes a little too high on that slope. He's doing a pretty good job. Thinking about a pot shot, taking a pot shot, missing a pot shot as often happens, missing two. This M2LT is still there. He's taking rounds from enemies, thank goodness. And this T2MT decides to make a charge across the map, heads straight for me, then takes a little turn, but he is out there way too long. I don't think he was paying attention to his teammates surviving much longer with the hull down there. And we're still trying to take a pot shot at this guy, thinking, no, not going to waste ammo. Finding this T2MT here sitting there, trying to snipe. He's thinking he's in cover. Luckily, my teammate spotted him for me, so I'm lighting him up. He disappeared, but I'm guessing he's still spotting there because he didn't seem too apt on moving. And we do take him out with a little bit of what they call blind fire, even though it wasn't necessarily too blind. This M2LT has snuck up through the trees in the back. Great flanking on his part. Unfortunately, my teammates do not notice this quick enough, so I head back there. And he's still sneaking up on us. Luckily, he did get damaged, so it's not going to take very much to kill him. He's not noticing us. He's firing at my teammates. I take him out. Another M2LT. They did a double rush there. Always a good thing to go in pairs whenever possible, but unfortunately for him, he was not expecting to be countered so quickly, and he gets taken out. This M2LT, the third, and this Triumphant, is backing away, and I'm thinking, well, I gotta charge him here. I'm thinking he might come around the hill to my left. He disappears, and I've got to go searching for him. And still expecting him to come up on me or go behind those houses. And what he does next is one of the last things I would have expected. I guess he must know the tank that I'm driving, and his tank doesn't have much of a chance to pin it in a one-on-one fight to the front, so he's trying to run from us. At this range, it's pretty hard to lead the target. He is going in a straight line, though, making it a little easier for us, and you just gotta wait, take your shots. A little luck always helps, and we take him out and move back to the defense. We're already starting to cap, and at this point we're doing pretty good. This guy's capping. I'm thinking, alright, I'm going to push base. There's only one enemy tank left. Odds are he's going to go back and try and prevent a base cap, but you never know. He could try and flank us, but he's in a slow enough tank that is probably not going to happen. My teammates are pushing up with me. You notice me looking around, still watching my flank. At this tier especially, it's very hard to get teammates to cover flanks and move up together. As you can see, I still got two people sitting in base. Not quite sure what they're doing, what they're waiting for, with us pushing field and with somebody capping. Still looking ahead, watching my teammate, hoping he doesn't get jumped by the enemy, but he does, as you notice there, from the left. And he doesn't notice him quick enough. And he's about to be attacked by this H-35. And I can't seem to land a hit to save my life on him, unfortunately, so this poor MS-1 is going to die. I do land one shot, luckily. Taking a bunch more shots at him at pretty good range. The odds of hitting him are pretty low. He's got the hill right there, and my gun does not seem to want to fire in a nice pattern for me. And when I do hit even, it's not even a solid hit. And now I'm bouncing around off his front, which, like I mentioned last video, the H-35 French Tier 2 tank has great hull armor that makes it difficult to penetrate. Moving up periscope mode, trying to see if I can't get an edge on him. He's sticking out a little too far, shooting at my teammates, who finally moving up southwest. He's hiding behind this burnt out, I believe it's a Panther tank. It's pretty good cover at this tier because most tanks are smaller than it, so you can pop out one way or the other, and you don't have to worry about artillery. So we're going to push up this little defilade here through the bushes, spotting him, taking a shot, killing him, and that is the match. Another good one to show you some of the basics of this tank. I know it's a little overpowered, but it's still a great tank to drive. Thanks for watching, and join us on our website.